Hello there, YouTube listeners. I would like to share my testimony about what happened to me on 11th of July 2012. For starters, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm now 18 years old and I was born into a religious family. I have always believed existence of God and higher being who created all things. I was raised in a religious environment. Well, for example, we would go to congregation meetings a couple of times a week with my mom and big brother. And by the age of 10, if I remember right, I was baptized. As I grew older, I was turning to the world more and more. Didn't go to church or didn't do anything that had to do with God. Did things that I knew was wrong to do, but I did them anyways. A little while ago I found videos from YouTube about David Wilkerson and what he preached about. I was moved by those things that he preached. I was broken and I knew that what I have done was wrong. I wept and asked forgiveness from Jesus. As I did that, I felt incredible power that descended upon me, and I knew that He had cleansed me and sin's burden was taken from my shoulders, and I was at peace. No bitter, no hate, no, just love. After that, I felt that I had to tell everybody about the gospel and what I had experienced. And I started to feel love and compassion towards other people. But I was afraid. I was afraid of what other people might think about me and say, like ever, you're crazy. After that, time ran by, and moment after moment I was dragged back into this worldly things, back to sin. And every time I sinned, I was so miserable and could not go to sleep before asking forgiveness. I was basically slave to sin at this point. I actually never really followed Him completely. I never put away those worldly things that eventually, after a short season, got hold on me every time. So July 11th, 2012, at about between 6 and 7 a.m. I was about to go to sleep, and I knew that there was something wrong inside me. Again, like in the past, I prayed, but that moment something was really wrong. I didn't feel anything. I didn't hear anything that would have moved me. That you know your sins are forgiven. I didn't hear anything. I didn't have any connection that I had before, and that was probably the most scariest moment of my life, that I had come to that point when God says, no more for you crossed the line. I have never felt so lonely in my entire life, hopeless. I tell you, I cannot describe it how it felt. It was horrible. At that moment I knew that the door to salvation was closed for me forever. I tried the deep inside, really cry out, but there was no answer. Um, it was all in vain. Although I knew that my life wasn't physically over, but eternally it was. I was trying to calm myself that it would be okay. Like I'm gonna, it would be okay. I tried to get some sleep, but I was afraid actually go into sleep. My heart was pounding in my chest. I was totally lost soul without hope. I thought I really thought I was going to die and go to hell for eternity, for the ignorance and for apostasy. After a while, I thought maybe I should call my mother to pray for me, but I did at that point. Uh, it would it would have been useless. Uh, this voice started to say to me that I didn't actually hear it, but I heard it inside saying, "Ask your mother to pray," and it repeated a few times. Uh, Even when I knew that it was useless, I grabbed my phone and sent a text message to my mom. "Would you pray for me?" And at that very moment, when I pushed send, I felt that the windows of heaven were open up, and God's Spirit came down and literally gave my hope back. I was just gasping air, shaking and crying. Uh, I have never felt that kind of thing in my entire life. I was shaking wildly there for about 10 minutes. I felt enormous grace, and I was weeping. I got my hope back. The worst part of this event was the lack of hope, that there wasn't any of it, that no matter how hard you try, it won't do any good for you. Like, it's over. It brings you to the kind of terror that you could not imagine. And please, if you are living like I did before this, and call yourself Christian like I did, I tell you, you better start taking God and your life seriously. I'm serious. There is eternity after this physical life, and you better have Jesus in your heart after you leave from this earth, or you're in deep trouble. Really. Do not play with it like I did. I had like this thought back in my mind that if really bad happens, then I will do everything, and bad thing happened and there was no return. So, one more thing. In the next morning, I went to my computer, and first thing my eyes saw when I opened up a website was a cartoon, and the title said "The end is near," and I put the link in the description box. I know that last picture is just fast for me, but the rest speaks for itself. You people who have read Matthew 24, verse 37 through 38, it says, "As it was in the days of Noah, So it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark. And they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man.